Now, are you doing the right interval training sessions? Well, watch this video to find out. Hey, it's David Heatley here from Cycling Inform. Now, if you're a cyclist, then you probably know that interval training sessions are essential to improving your cycling performance. But look, here's the thing. Not all interval training sessions are created equal. And many cyclists misunderstand this concept and they assume that any interval training session will help them regardless of the session that they're doing. And many cyclists that are confronted with so many options on today's training platforms usually just choose them at random, believing that any one of them will help them. Now, unfortunately, this results in a very unstructured and very inefficient approach to their training. So that's why in this video, I'm going to explain to you why it's so important to understand the different types of interval training sessions and how they improve the different aspects of your cycling performance. So if you're a cyclist, stay tuned to learn why interval training sessions are not created equal. Now, in our online training centre, we've split our interval training sessions into 3 key performance areas, and they being aerobic base building, strength building and speed. And we've carefully selected them for each of our training programs to help you work on your strengths and address any weaknesses. Now, we've developed them to specifically address real-life cycling scenarios like holding seated power on longer climbs, or developing power while standing on shorter climbs, or managing the demands of repeated bunch surges. Now, for an interval training session to be effective, it needs to be created to specifically address a training outcome. And to do this, it's built up using 3 key variables. Now, firstly, it needs to be done in the correct training zone. Secondly, it needs to have the correct amount of time spent, not only on the interval session, but also in the recovery. And finally, it needs to be done at the correct cadence. Now, all these 3 variables make up the fundamental building blocks of a great interval training session. So let's cover off aerobic base building sessions first. Now, base building is important in building your overall cardiovascular fitness, which is really super essential for any cyclist. Now, base building sessions come in 2 forms: E1 recovery sessions that are done between hard sessions in your training program to provide active recovery, and E3 sessions to target your type 2A muscle fibers. Now, your type 2A muscle fibers are used to develop a good speed for your recreational rides and endurance events. And they're also important for road racing cyclists to ensure that you can finish with the main bunch. Now, these fibers develop better enduring power than type 1 muscle fibers because they have really good fatigue resilience. Now, aerobic base building sessions are done at higher cadences to improve your pedaling efficiencies and cardiovascular fitness. So here are some examples of our aerobic base building sessions that we have. 001, the recovery E1 for recovery, 003, the fruit bowl ergo, 081, aerobic build with hand and arm rotations, and 093, the 6x5 RPM spin-ups. Now, the second type of interval training sessions build strength. Again, these are done in the correct zone to target the type 2A muscle fibers, but are done at lower cadences to build strength. Now, these sessions are essential to developing the power required to climb hills, to time trial, to ride in fast moving bunches. Well, look, in fact, strength sessions are the fundamental building block along with your aerobic fitness that you'll be using anytime you need to develop really good power on the bike. So here are some examples of strength building sessions that we have. 001, the hill climber cadence steps, 082, the hill climber seated and standing with arm swaps, 083, the hill climber 2x5 and 2x10 seated and standing, and 084, the hill climber hand and arm rotations. You'll notice that these are all hill climbing sessions to develop really good power at lower cadences. And finally, speed sessions. Well, these intervals are done at over threshold and are designed to develop your ability to manage and recover quickly from bunch surges, punch over steep, short climbs, ride over undulating roads at speed, and to hold your position or pull powerful short turns on the front of fast-moving bunches. Now, this is quite a unique thing to cycling. That is, developing the ability to cycle between threshold and over threshold, and then to be able to repeat it over and over again. Now it's critical to your success as a racing cyclist and will govern whether you get into the defining break of the day or not. And it's also critical to your success as a recreational cyclist as well. Now many athletes that come into cycling from other sports that are used to steady state threshold efforts really struggle with going over threshold and recovering quickly. So these sessions can be really super helpful to help you manage that as well. So here are some of the examples of over threshold intervals that we have: 001 the crit lat ergo, 005 the sandown ergo, 087 brake jumpers and mini brake jumpers, and over threshold sessions for hill climbing, we've got one for that as well, 091 the 6x5 over threshold hill climbers. So I hope you found this video useful in helping you understand interval training sessions. Now our online training centre has over 60 training programs that have carefully selected interval training sessions incorporated into them. Now this ensures that you'll always be doing the right interval training session at the right time and maximise the limited amount of time to train. And we're all compatible with many of the training platforms out there, including TrainerRoad, Swift, Full Gas, Ruby, and a whole lot of others. And as a thank you for watching this video, you can download a free copy of our 001. That's our crit lat ergo interval training timing sheet. Now this session is designed to help you manage over threshold surges. So thanks again for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to working with you soon.